Well, what is the 7artisan 35mm T1.05 like? And I've got that right on my Canon C70 now, and it's a S35 cine lens coverage. So we're going to have a little bit of a chat. I've only had this lens for just a few hours. I picked it up this afternoon, so this is just a first look. I will be doing some more content on it as I get to use it more. But I've done some initial looks like I have now, and I've got it at about T2 at the moment, so it's a bit more usable. But I have done a few little shots with it at T1.05, and it's really sharp, like wide open. It's really amazing, actually. I haven't seen too many lenses that do this when they're wide open, stay really, really sharp, especially at such a fast aperture as that. And the other thing that is really, really good, which is not good with these Blazar rims anamorphics, is it focuses really close. It's like about 0.33 of a meter, very, very close, and that's pretty impressive as well. So what it can do is it can go very, very fast because it's got a T1.05, not 1.5, 1.05, and it can focus really close, and it stays really sharp when wide open. So there's some really good points that I really like about it. And the other thing that we're going to talk about first is probably the little bit of an irritating things, and you've got to kind of expect this because it's such a budget lens. It was under $500 Aussie, and we've got the cap here, and this is the cap that goes on it, and it's a metal cap, so it's nice like that. But it probably would have been nicer if it had some, like the plastic ones have like a little key thing that like locks it in. I mean, I don't really care if the cap's plastic as long as it locks on. Whilst this is just basically literally like a press fit. So it's just a vacuum that holds it on from the air inside the lens. So as it goes to fall off, the air doesn't allow it to come out that easy. But the reality is it does come off pretty easy. So if it was probably in a camera bag and there was a bit of movement, you could probably go to pick the lens up and you find the lens cap's fallen off. Potentially. I haven't actually done that, but I would probably say that could happen. The other thing is on the back here, because I specifically got the RF one, this is the actual cap here that came with it. It's the rear RF cap. And I don't know if you have RFs, but they keyed only to one spot. So I've put a little bit of, you can see a little white spot. That's me putting on some white out on the little indent on the cap. And I've done that to all my RF caps. Otherwise, you spend like a minute trying to put the caps on because like you try all the different positions, they won't go on. And unfortunately, this one's not been made that well. So when you put it on, it kind of feels like it may not be in the right spot, but it is. So unfortunately, that's a little bit cheap actually. I might have marked it or something. It looks. Oh no, that's just a bit of flashing. And so this you can tell this doesn't feel as good as the genuine Canon ones, which is to be expected because it's just a cheapy lens, and that's what we've got to keep in mind. It's a cheapy lens. Now, the other thing that I thought was a little bit ordinary, people have been saying the packaging was pretty good, but I thought the packaging was pretty average, actually. I mean, as long as the lens gets to you and it's not damaged, I think that's really the main thing for packaging. The box has some nice printing on it, but when I went to open it, a little bit of cardboard inside just ripped easy as you've got to pull out the top section, and it's just in a plastic bag. There's no case or anything that it comes in to protect it or anything like that. So I would have rather have had plain cardboard packaging and at least had some sort of holder to put it in, like their photography ones comes, which is a fake leather thing with a little zipper on it. That looks cool, like an old-fashioned thing. I would have preferred something like that just to protect it, but there actually isn't anything like that. So the packaging, I think, could have been a little bit better. I don't think it was. It's okay, but it's. I mean, like you got to look at the price again, but nothing to write home about. The main thing that I like about this lens is if you didn't know the price, if someone just gave this lens, you put in your camera and started using it, you would, and someone said, what was the price? You'd probably go like, oh, maybe 1,000, 1,200. It really punches above its weight level. The reason why these lenses are so cheap is because the image circle is much smaller. They're designed for crop-sensitive cameras, and if you buy their full sensor range from 7artisan, you pay a lot more money. And this is one of the great things if you have a crop sensor camera, and mine's the C70, so it's crop censored. The image circle doesn't need to be as big. And when you can buy lenses like this for under $500 at a T1.05, which is about equivalent to a 1.2 or 1.4, you don't really need to worry about, you get more background blur and anything. And I actually find for video, maybe photos are different, but for video, you don't really want too much background blur generally for most video, because it looks too much. It kind of almost looks like you're looking at a mesh, and then you get some motion blur as well. If you're moving the camera, it's just too much. And you get that with these anamorphic lenses. If you have them kind of almost wide open, it's too much, and you've got to stop them down a little bit. But on this camera here, I wanted it specifically for when you're under the veil with the bride and getting that shot. So I wanted it pretty fast because I've already got a 35mm, but it's only 1.8. And I wanted something that went a little bit quicker. So it does everything that I wanted to do. So thank you very much, 7artisan. Good job.